All right, so when I watched this movie, it's been about 40 years ago since I seen this movie the first time. And the only thing I really remembered it as a kid was the bear getting shot in the head, becoming bald, getting shot in the behind, and losing all his hair in his butt as it's running away. Um, so that's only two things I really remember from the movie. And I do remember liking it though as a kid because I thought that was funny. So when I saw it on Amazon Prime, I was like, I have to watch this again. So of course I'm talking about The Great Outdoors, starring John Candy and Dan Aykroyd. Well, probably one of the two top biggest comedy actors of the 80s, early 90s, probably. You can say that as well. And they're in the movie together, and so it's going to be a great movie. Of course, it's also directed by John Hughes. And this movie kind of, for me, is kind of like National Lampoon's Vacation movies with Chevy Chase, but in like minor. And that one is that as chaos and chaotic. Yeah, those are the same words. But anyways, as those National Lampoon movies, and it also has a little bit more heart, and those Chevy Chase, yes, he's trying to spend time with his family, with his children, with his wife, create memories. As similar here in The Great Outdoors with John Candy, he's trying to do the same thing with his wife. He's trying to get some bonding time with his son. But the big difference is John Candy only has eyes for his wife. Seems to be more sincere, while the Chevy Chase character in those National Lampoons, he's always got this wandering eye, willing to kind of go behind his wife's back and cheat on her. But you don't get nothing like that in The Great Outdoors with John Candy. And then Dan Aykroyd, you just can place his character with Eddie from those National Lampoon's vacation movies. But in this case, Dan Aykroyd's character is more chill, more lean. He's more. He's not like a bum. Well, he is because he doesn't have a job. However, he once was successful, right? His family sit on hard times. He's trying to use his character's kind of a sleazeball a little bit, as he's trying to use John Candy's character to give him some money to make some investments. But he's not over the top like Eddie is in the National Lampoon's movies. And be honest, the chemistry between Aykroyd and Candy go together very well. I almost could say that this is like top of John Candy's career in all ways. Of course, he would die 3 or 4 years later, I believe, with Wagons East. So we don't really know what the fullness of his career would have turned out to be. But these late 80s right here are probably like the pinnacle of his career. You got The Great Outdoors, Uncle Buck, Delirious. And so right here, you got the great John Candy's movies going on right here with John Hughes. Also, Plane, Trains, and Automobiles. Can't forget that. And it seems like John Hughes really knew how to write John Candy in these movies. Give him the best characters. I think some of his best performances are with the John Hughes movies. Sorry, I've lost my train of thought. I was trying to fix my camera a little bit. Going into my notes here, see what else I wanted to add on to this. This scene. Also, this movie has a lot of you basically can set it up in you set up in 4 or 5 minute segments. Like each maybe 5 to 10 minute segments have like a running gag that they have going on. Of course, the bear is presented at the beginning of the movie, and so it's always kind of in the back of your mind because they kind of bring it up, and then of course it has to make the big return at the end for the final payoff laugh, which they pull off very well. But you also got great scenes like the bat in the house. It's hilarious as they're trying to bat down this. Kill this bat or get the bat out of the cabin. You got the machismo going on between the two characters. Dan Aykroyd's like, I could get in there and I could do this bat. And this is how you would do it. And, so he's trying to up John Candy. John Candy goes in there and they're trying to outduel each other. But in the end, they're both really afraid of this huge bat that's flying around. And, you see that a lot with the guys. One wants to be more macho than the other one. And it turns out to be a fantastic scene. Myself, I probably have been a little afraid of myself of a bat flying around the house. You don't want to get rabies or anything like that. Hey, I've seen Cujo, and Cujo was huge in the 80s. You also have the skiing scene where John Candy is trying to teach his son, how to hold the boat, hold the skis, and how to do it. And next thing you know, he's teaching him firsthand there because he's the one going out on the lake. And that one you can kind of tell that it's a stunt double doing those things with John Candy, but it's still a chaotic, fun scene to watch. Other memorable ones is the legendary old 96er steak where this bring out this humongous steak that's probably about as big as the table. And, if you're able to finish the steak, you get a free meal. That one's kind of like the slow comedy there, but it's kind of just making fun of John Candy's weight and a little bit of his character's weight, but it's still a good scene. You also got the raccoons right in the trash. They even got little subtitles so you know what they're saying to each other. They're a great little, mascot duo, though, I guess, in their mischievousness. Those scenes were always funny that stuck out. And then a good old leech incident. Because of this, I will not fish with leeches. They bring leeches out there, and the boys going out fishing on the little boat. They use the leeches as bait. They end up falling asleep, and next thing you know, leeches are all over their bodies, which seems to be there's a lot of movies back in the 80s about leeches covering guys' bodies and stuff. I don't know why leeches came in like a comedic gag back in the 80s, but there's a few of those movies where leeches play a part in the comedy. Another one that really sticks out to me about the leeches is Stand By Me. The boys get some leeches on them. But, this one is a great one, too, as well. Let's see. Overall, this is about to leave Amazon Prime. It says in 4 days, so probably time you see this video, it's probably long gone. But if you get to see The Great Outdoors and you haven't seen it before, it's definitely a great movie to watch. You see John Candy and Dan Aykroyd at their best. It gets a great heart because it is about family. You don't have John Candy or Dan Aykroyd's character going behind their backs, their wives' backs, or anything like that. They are truly good husbands to their wives. The wives love the husbands despite their flaws. It's a good thing about children, men trying to bond with children, create memories with them, trying to, get that family unity, tightness, I guess, in other words. So it is a great family film. Definitely something to watch with everyone. Will bring out great memories. So I think it's definitely still 2026 a movie worth watching. Even the older son is a teenage boy. He has a little storyline as he's trying to romance a local girl. That storyline kind of seems a little forced. Seems like, they were like, well, we need a little romance in this movie. Let's try to get the boy and this girl together. That would be like one of the weaknesses of the movie, I think. But overall, The Great Outdoors is something that you definitely should check out if you haven't. And if you already have, it's something you should rewatch. So until next time. Let me know in the comments below, how much do you like Great Outdoors or do you hate it? Interested in hear your thoughts on it. Until next time, adios.